Who's the stupidest person you've ever met, and what story perfectly sums up their stupidity? My brother and I were in the kitchen one day as teenagers. My brother was filling the sink to wash dishes. When the sink was nearly full, he went to turn the tap off, but it wouldn't budge, so the water kept flowing. I tried turning it too, but with no success. This is when the panic set in. The level of the water was rising fast, and we didn't want to flood the kitchen. He took big saucepans out of the press to fill with water to keep things from overflowing, while I was in a frantic scramble under the sink trying to find the mains to turn it off there. I couldn't find it. Now really panicking, I took over the pot filling duty, and my brother went running off to look for Dad as quick as he could. Dad came running in with my brother while we were shouting at him about looking for the mains. Dad just came over to the sink and pulled the plug out of the hole, letting all the water down the drain. Ha ha.
Back when I was in middle school, I was playing Guitar Hero with the neighbor, and he asks, "Hey man, why does the yellow button have a bump on it?" And for whatever reason, I, without missing a beat, say, "So blind people can play, and they know where to put their fingers." We both accepted this as the obvious answer, and my brother was sitting on the couch watching, and he was like, "Are you too fucking retarded? How would a blind person play this game?" Think about it for a second. I felt pretty stupid after that. A girl my dad dated for a while. Even while dating her, my dad would say she was dumber than a bag of rocks. One day, she sat down to watch a movie with my dad. Movie was all about this guy and his twin brother. She sits and watches the whole thing, no interruptions. At the end, she turns and asks, "So there were two of him?" Would explain why she always had the TV turned to a music channel. Apparently she couldn't follow normal TV or movies.
An old co-worker named James. We worked at McDonald's and were both 16. One time, while mopping the lobby, he for some unknown reason decided to chase a number of customers around with the mop, yelling, "I'm gonna getcha." He was fired on the spot. Don't know if the stupidest, but pretty stupid. We were on a drive through an animal park. We see an animal. She asks, "What kind of meat would that one be?" Someone replies, "Oh, it'd probably taste similar to beef, I'd imagine." A few minutes later, we see a different animal. She asks, "And what about that one? Would it be, like, a fillet or a T-bone or something?" Then I realized, this woman thinks different cuts of meat come from different animals. This girl I used to work with before she got fired. One day she came to work with a broken arm and claimed her boyfriend pushed her during a fight and she fell. We all were super concerned for her until she came in a week later saying she stabbed her boyfriend in the hand during a fight to get back at him for breaking her arm. Then a few weeks later she told everyone she was secretly trying to get pregnant, because if she got pregnant her unemployed boyfriend would have to get a job and help pay rent. She got pregnant and her boyfriend immediately dumped her. Work with a guy who honestly believes he will not die. Also believes that doctors are part of the system and that they lie to you for profit and personal gain. He does believe in Eastern traditional medicine, however. And if you're interested to know his secret to eternal life, it's 6 raw eggs a day and a keto diet. I had manager named Roxanne, Rocky. She was a bleach blonde, literally bleached her hair once a month and then wondered why it broke/fell out. Bubblehead who only had the job because daddy owned the restaurant. Rocky was really obsessed with her looks and not much else. One day she told me, and a coworker, that she had her nose job done so that her eventual children wouldn't grow up with the same nose as her. She wasn't kidding. The coworker and I just looked at each other and walked away. We knew it wasn't worth the effort. My best friend in high school was late to a final exam in PE, we have those in Israel, and couldn't find the keys to his house. Realized that his parents already left to work. He decided to go out through the window. He lives on the 4th floor including ground floor. He managed to get down 1 floor using a drain pipe and then fell from about 10 meters 30 feet on grass. Broke a leg and 2 fingers, obviously didn't show up for the final. Old friend. He microwaved his phone. Killed his cat by accident. Killed his dog by accident, broke his ceiling fan, totaled a brand new golf cart, ran a dirt bike through a fence, all in one summer. A woman I used to work with who insisted that any animal could reproduce with any other animal. She believed that sperm from any animal was the same and that DNA was irrelevant. She believed this because she once saw some sickly, possibly deformed puppies and decided that they must have been half dog and half rat. I once had a mosquito bite on my butt and was embarrassed to keep scratching it around people, so I sprayed perfume on it and then I couldn't sit on that but cheek for a week cause it pained. My sister, a sack of shit, never helped anyone in my house, despite we always helping her and supporting her, accusing us of hating her for literally calling out the shit she do, like messaging random girls online and telling them she wanna fuck when they was 12, and when I punish her, she acts like she is possessed. My family is very religious, I don't fall for the BS, but my family does. To sum it all up, she is the most pathetic, dumb piece of shit I ever meet. This girl who I worked at my old coffee shop job, who came in one day like 5 minutes before her shift was supposed to start, went to the register and ordered a drink from the supervisor on duty and asked if he could make it in a hurry so the manager in the back room wouldn't see her. She grabbed her drink and said, "Oh, I'm not coming into work today, I don't feel like it today." Then casually walked outside to her waiting group of friends and they all started strolling down to the nearby beach. The manager called her a few minutes later and chewed her out and put her on notice. She'd only been there a couple of weeks and she was already being a problem, and warned her if she even showed up late one more time she was fired. And she showed up late to her next 2 shifts and was promptly fired. She was only here for like a total of 1 month. Used to work with a guy who I like to describe as dumb in ways that only a teenage boy can be. A very moderate conversation went something like this: so I'd been dating this girl FLR a couple weeks and I went to a party without her. I hooked up with his other girl there. Turns out the girl I hooked up with was best friends with my girlfriend, so she found out and dumped me. You see, that's why you're single. Well, it wasn't my fault, I didn't know that they were friends. The fact that that is where you think you went wrong is why you're single. I still don't think he got it. I used to nanny for a stripper. We went to Atlanta trying to get her in a club there, and as we were riding around she causally said the state of Atlanta, so I'm thinking she just talking fast not thinking, which is totally normal, so I correct her, LOL, you mean Georgia, right? She once again said Atlanta the state, so now I'm looking her in her face speaking very slow trying to get her to catch on. You mean the state of Georgia, right? She once again proceeded to say the state of Atlanta. Upon which, I gave her a damn 3rd grade lesson on the difference between a capital city and a state. She has 2 small children. I gave her a 2-week notice when we got home. Well, it wasn't my fault, I didn't know that they were friends. The fact that that is where you think you went wrong is why you're single. I still don't think he got it. I am half Korean, going to high school in the Midwest during the 1992 LA riots. My typing teacher pulled me into the hallway and asked if I had an uncle or something I can call in LA to make the riots stop. She said she knew that we are all close and we all have stores and whatnot, therefore I must have a connection there. I was like, lady, even if I did have an uncle I could call, do you think he is Batman?
Thank you for watching. In the comments below the video write what you know about this topic and do not forget to subscribe to see new horrible discussions.